Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today, wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about XRP. I'm going to start with this. There's a reason Ripple doesn't challenge the traditional banking system. They work with them. This would explain its worldwide institutional adoption and unique solution for the banks. XRP is already positioned to serve the global economy. It's just a matter of time. And that's what makes Ripple unique, because it doesn't challenge the banking system. If it did, by now everyone would have turned their backs on Ripple. And once Ripple gets their foot in the door, what comes later is the use of XRP. A lot of people worry about that. They say, well, Ripple's going to make all this money because they're the partnership with the banks. But even Brad said, Ripple gets us in the door, XRP comes later. Time to go back to XRP Ledger school for a lesson on issuing tokens and currencies. Start this course to understand what tokens are. Learn how to issue your own and dive into common scenarios like stablecoins or governance tokens. Now, they make this so easy. I could tell you right now, we're going to see a lot of new tokens come on the XRP Ledger. You can create a token on the Ledger without needing smart contracts or a special programming language. Here's a quick guide on how to issue your own token. You need another account to establish a trust line with you for this token. Make sure both accounts have enough XRP reserve. Send a payment transaction to the account that you established a trust line with. It's that simple to bring new tokens into existence on the XRP Ledger. Now, I feel we're going to see a lot of growth in 2023 on the Ledger. We're going to see projects onboarding. We're going to see new tokens as well. And they make it so simple. Very rare document establishing a connection between Ripple and the Central Bank of Mexico, with XRP as a bridge currency between fiat currencies. And it's country after country. I can't wait for on-demand liquidity to go live throughout the world, when every single country is utilizing XRP at some point. The price of XRP by then will be so high most people won't be able to afford it. Ripple lawsuit settlement with SEC might include this agreement per John Deaton. So he says here, if there is a settlement, it would include an argument to not disclose any documents received during the litigation of the case. But Ripple isn't going to be the only company that seeks disclosure of those documents. Other defendants sued by the SEC will, FOIA, litigation, etc. So what he's saying is, if it goes to settlement, we'll never see the Hinman emails. And like I said in the past, I don't believe we're ever going to see those emails. I think they're never going to see the light of day. This kills me every time I read it when Hinman complains about Ripple's lack of transparency, while Ethereum and Consensus are. Now, I feel Ripple is one of the most transparent companies out there. We see Brad always tweet out something that's coming for XRP, some big announcement, something like that. They've been fully transparent from day one. Ethereum, on the other hand, I just don't see the transparency there. But again, that's why we'll never get to see all of the Hinman documents. So the Ripple defendants have filed a redacted motion to exclude the testimony of SEC Expert 2 and the accompanying exhibits on the public docket. So this is where we are with the case right now. Then the SEC has filed a motion to prelude the testimony of the Ripple defendants expert. So right now they just want some things excluded. But this all has to wrap up by the end of March either way. That's when we'll finally get answers. XRP bulls building incredible momentum as community awaits favorable ruling in the Ripple versus SEC lawsuit. So Ripple's XRP has emerged as one of this week's best crypto assets in price performance. The altcoin has piqued traders' interest in the last few days, surpassed its counterparts to secure gains as high as 15%. The move is commendable for XRP bulls mainly because the feat was achieved when most of the leading altcoins by market valuation recorded upsets in price value. And I believe a narrative is shifting, and maybe the whales know something that we don't know because there's a lot of XRP moving all of a sudden. But I see the narrative shift with other people as well. People that used to always be hating on XRP all of a sudden are coming around to it. I believe a lot of people are going to be shocked when this case ends and the price takes off. Ripple managing director for Europe predicts what's to come in 2023. So, greater sustainability will be achieved with less energy intensive blockchains and blockchain enabled solutions. The tokenization of carbon credits, Young says. Now, every time somebody at Ripple talks, they mention carbon credits because that's one industry that is going to absolutely explode in the next couple years. But she also goes on to say 2023 will witness a greater adoption of fiat backed stablecoins as institutions look to realize the benefits of blockchain tech, such as real time merchant settlement. The creation of new non USD fiat currencies will also drive this trend. And we see regulators all around the world right now talking about stablecoins. You got to follow what the banks are talking about. You got to follow what the elites are looking at as well. When there's a huge narrative about climate going on, you know carbon credits are going to be big. And like I said before, I'm not about the climate change agenda that's going on because I believe it's very bad. And but you got to look at that when you're investing. You got to look at where the money is going. Even EWT, Energy Web Token, I invest money in that because again, the elites are looking at it. Top private investment platform says Ripple inventory will sell out. Now, we're not able to buy this unless you're an accredited investor. The leading private investment platform, Link2, which allows investors to buy into companies before they go public, now has Ripple stock again available for accredited investors. However, per a tweet today from finance author Linda Jones, these stocks are expected to sell out in 24 hours. She added the new customers who invest at least 5K get up to a $250 in bonuses to use in their next investment. So they're already predicting Ripple's stock or IOU will sell out within the next 24 hours. That's because of all the growth at Ripple. I pointed out in all my videos, announcement after announcement. And it's been nonstop growth even through 2022, which was a terrible year. Is XRP for retail? So I keep finding all these coincidences that have me thinking only one way. But how do we get there? Regulatory clarity will lead to institutional participation, reduce volatility, and emergence of enterprise use cases of digital assets. So, one thing I want to point out here is an exemption that makes clear unregulated tokens utilized in the first instance by institutional regulated customers and not retail investors for their intended functionality and use do not fall within the financial promotions regime would not only continue to encourage innovation by industry participants, but better serve customers by giving them access to a wider variety of products and services intended to benefit them. So they say it's not for retail investors. I think when they originally released XRP, it was for retail, but then institutions started really looking at it and realized the potential of it. Then they came to a conclusion that this might not be for retail, it might be more for institutions. Ripple again in this year. World Economic Forum in Davos 2023. What is held in the next days? Guess with who? Central Bank of Netherlands, etc. And we see here Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse features in the session alongside the Netherlands Central Bank President, Klaas Knot, the European Commission's Mairead McGuinness, and Omar Sultan Al Olama, the UAE's Minister of State for Artificial Intelligence, Digital Economy, and Remote Work Applications. I believe we're going to see very big announcements come out of Davos this year as well. But again, even if it was only meant for institutional investors and it wasn't meant for retail, we were lucky enough to buy into it when we did. But a lot of people always will come back with the whole, you could still buy it today, but maybe only here and there. A lot of people still believe that Coinbase is never going to relist XRP. We're going to have to wait and see how this all plays out. Let's go. So you see here, what does $500 buy you? So you see Bitcoin, right? You see Ethereum and Ripple. So with Ripple, you could get 1,420 XRP. You could get 0.373692 Ethereum, or you could get 0.028662 Bitcoin. So I always tell people, get into crypto while you still can. And they're like, oh, maybe I should put some money in Bitcoin. I'm like, what do you possibly expect to get out of Bitcoin in the next run? I know people have $1 million predictions for Bitcoin. In my honest opinion, I think maybe it gets to 100K, maybe tops 150. So why would you not invest in Ripple? First off, you're going to get over 1,000 of it. You're going to get 1,420 of it. And I believe where it sits right now, XRP can pull 100x easily. And if you hold it long term, you're going to get even bigger gains over time, especially once on-demand liquidity goes live. That's why I still don't understand people all over crypto Twitter saying, I just bought another $1,000 worth of Bitcoin. I would definitely have put it into something that has more gains for me. What are you going to hope to get? Maybe a 6 to 10x at most? Ripple head of policy hopes 2023 births common sense crypto policy. So, this I had to share with you because this also comes from Susan Friedman, is hopeful that this year will usher in a common sense cryptocurrency policy despite political headwinds. In an interview with cryptocurrency news outlet Cointelegraph, Friedman revealed the efforts being made that could give birth to clearer regulations for the nascent industry. According to Friedman, industry players have increased their dialogue with policymakers to establish crypto regulatory clarity. She noted that the ongoing dialogue is more sophisticated than it was 2 years ago, adding that there are leaders in Congress pushing for legislation solutions for crypto. We have leaders on both sides of the aisle in both parts of Congress championing legislative solutions, and the dialogue around crypto is much more sophisticated than it was 2 years ago. I feel what's happening here is they keep saying we're going to push forward with regulations, but then nothing happens. And as a retail investor, I hope those regulations are meant to help us, keep us in crypto, not push us out of crypto, and at the same time protect us from the rug pulls that happen all the time as well. We're going to have to wait and see what happens, but I don't have too much hope in Elizabeth Warren and Gary Gensler, period. I'm just hoping that someone with enough sense to regulate crypto steps up to the plate and regulates it once and for all. But it's going to come after the SEC Ripple lawsuit ends, and hopefully XRP gets clarity from that as well. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you watching my videos. We'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.